Meet the team that doesn't just talk about impact, they ignite it. Jim Morris and producer Rachel.
Good morning. Let's go. I got energy today. I'm like, shoulders are bumping. Let's go.
I do not. You're like, good morning. I'm like, shut up, Jim.
Well, you're traveling and you've been everywhere lately, and
I'm not in my house. Like, it's weird. Yeah. Like, can you sleep when you go to other people's houses?
For me, it's I never get a good night's sleep. Never.
Yeah.
I can sleep. I'm not like up all night, but
I don't know. I feel like I've been tossing and turning. I tried to take melatonin, which I think actually made it worse. So I'm like, I think I need a bedtime routine. One of my friends told me to get these yellow goggles to put over my glasses. Not yellow, they're orange, because our eyes should not see the blue light at all at night. And so if I'm editing or working on the computer, before I go to bed, in bed, because like, duh, why would I not take every minute I can? So I got the orange glasses, but I feel stupid putting them on. Like,
why? I see people buy the orange glasses and think they're like, the next Rico Suave.
We love it.
Yeah, people are like bumping those things left and right now. Yeah.
Well, I think that talks to like routines, right? Like you have a great morning routine with the sauna and getting up early and doing all the things. You also have a great routine of like when you do need to break it up, you go for a walk. Mm-hmm. I think I really need to start thinking about creating a bedtime routine because it's clearly not working for me. Is there like an importance of bringing routine into your life?
I just had Dr. Justin Mosley on the podcast, and Dr. Justin, he said, and remember, he's the mindset doctor, right? And like his TEDx talks at, I think, 760,000 views right now. Like he's crushing it. And he goes, most people talk about the morning routine, and he's like, super important. He's like, what's your bedtime routine? And I was like, oh. Because mine, and I was telling him, like, I'll put on a podcast because I want to fall asleep to education. Right when I hit that pillow, though, like, I'm out. And he was talking about visualization, and I was saying how I struggled with it at night. And he was like, because you don't have it routined. Like, you don't visualize when you go in the place that you're going to fall asleep if you fall asleep very quickly. He's like, but you're different. Most people don't fall asleep quickly. But if the lights are out and I'm in my bed and like I got a podcast on where I'm like it's not like super motivating to where I'm like, oh my God, let me get the notepad out. 2-3 minutes and I'm out. So he's like, you've got to focus on that nighttime routine. He's like, people don't realize how much it impacts them. So it's funny that you're bringing this up. And I literally just interviewed him yesterday.
Well, and somebody else that we had inside Impact Effect Accelerator, her name is Stefana Johnson. In one of the trainings, it wasn't about routines, but she has a whole thing about a bedtime and a daytime routine. And it's just like, why have I not thought about it, right? I feel like my morning routine is more of a thing, but why have I not really started to put certain things in place for bedtime? Like sleep is so important. And I'm just realizing like it is completely draining my energy to not get good sleep at all, to just be tossing and turning until I have to get up. And so I really think I have to look at my routines, all of my routines, and really start to consider, okay, is this in my best interest? And if not, what do I need to change? I know when you assess a situation, sometimes it can be overwhelming because it's like change costs energy, right? You have to actually put effort and energy into making that choice. But how much does it cost you in the long run if you're not doing that thing?
Well, also too, if you haven't had a nighttime routine, like my question to him when I was interviewing was like, you're asking me to start something I haven't done for 35 years. Like I can't just jump into that. I have to take small bites at it, small steps towards it. So like for me, it was like, okay. And he gave me a great suggestion. He's like, why don't you sit in that chair and start to visualize and start to break down and start to think about your day and what you want to accomplish and what you want to manifest. then go into where you fall asleep. And I was like, it's just little things like that. And I said, and he said, 30 minutes. I'm like, I can't start with 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah. But that's the thing is like, well, Jim, set a timer for 3 minutes. Can you not give yourself 3 minutes? No, I can start to do that. Right. And then it's like, oh, okay. Now I start to get excited. Now I start to maybe see these visualizations come to reality and start to draw those conclusions and those through lines of, well, I've been thinking about this and visualizing this and preparing my day around this and making sure I get this accomplished. And when it happens and it's like, oh, well, let's definitely do 15 minutes. Right. And then let's get to 30. I think that's the thing is like, it's the same thing with my business and the customer journey that I messed up a few years ago. It's like I'm going right from a free event to 5K. Like I need to do this little by little to bring the customer through the journey. It's the same way in the bedtime routine or the evening routine where it's like I need to start small with this visualization exercise, this get rich thinking approach. And then work up to that 30 minutes. For him, he's like 30 minutes every night, visualizing it, boom. That's not me right out the gate. I've not done that in 35 years. Now with my TEDx talk, I was falling asleep to an audio of me giving the speech. And I was waking up in the morning in Delta and putting it right on and falling back to sleep. So that's what allowed me to embed that speech into my brain and just run through it. And especially in my situation, I had that brain fog right before, and I've never really experienced that, but it came out and I didn't miss a beat.
And what you're referring to is your TEDx talk, you pre-recorded and practiced it, and that's what you would listen to. He doesn't mean, although I wouldn't put it past you. He doesn't mean he falls asleep to the TEDx talk he already recorded on YouTube, which is there, by the way, if you do want to watch it. It's amazing. It's awesome.
Thanks, Rachel. Thanks. Yes. Thanks for making me not look like some weirdo who watches his own stuff every night because he's just a freak. Yeah.
Falling asleep to his own TEDx talk every night? No wonder why you have so many views.
This was before. No wonder why you have so many views. This was in preparation for the talk. Because I had my own big conference the day before and I knew that I was going to be, stressed a little bit and there was a lot going on and my wife was also pregnant. We were having our kid at any day. And, so like there was a lot going on. So I was listening to it in preparation to go do it on stage, but that was the first tidbit. And remember, it's only my talk was only 13 minutes. So I didn't have to go that 30. And then I never went back to it. And when Dr. Jess was talking about this, I'm like, bedtime routine, I got to get back to this. I can do 13 minutes. Like I was doing it. So I would advise you, to figure out what works for you at night for sure.
And it may make some people uncomfortable because you're a little more used to this now because you gave up social media for a hot minute. Like you're in that, like, we're not doing social media. But for a lot of people at night is when they're doom scrolling or they're playing their games on their phone. And that's not the best way to get to sleep. It's not the greatest thing to do before you get into that deep sleep, if you can even get into that deep sleep after doing that. So I think for some people, does it mean you just don't play those little games on your phone for a little bit? Yeah. Does it mean you have to stop doom scrolling for a little bit? Absolutely. And so I think when you come up with the idea of a bedtime routine, a lot of people start to get uncomfortable with that, because they don't want to have to give up their phone addiction. And so the reality is, do you want to get a good night's sleep? Do you want to be able to get into those deep, deep sleep? Then you're going to have to give something up. And you can't doom scroll and you have to put the phone away.
There's a cost for every decision you make, whether you're paying for it now, whether you're paying for it in the future. And that's a decision, right? And I've realized this with Ellie, my daughter, she's 2.5, and if I'm trying to put her to bed at night, because my wife will take my 8-month-old and it's me and her, we're on the couch. If I put on Curious George, she won't fall asleep. If I put on Modern Wisdom, a podcast about business, she falls asleep immediately. And it's the same thing with your game or your TV. If you're watching an action movie, you're not going to fall asleep. You're going to be involved in the movie. If the movie brings stress, anxiety, if you're tied to the emotions of the characters, whatever that stuff is, it's going to keep you up because you're thinking and processing. And then you add the blue light. That's just the scientific. We know that from science that doesn't let the brain calm and go into theta and then ultimately into data or delta state when you're asleep. So yeah, I mean, we've got to take those decisions, own those decisions, and figure out what works best for us to get that energy back, to get that night's sleep, to get that rest, to get that replenish, to show up our best the next day.
And I think that's so empowering to just let people understand, like, it is a choice. You're making a choice. So if deep sleep is important to you, which it is to me, I have to make better choices. And I realize that. So thank you for this journey today.
Let's go. Let's go. Kicking the morning off right. I like it.
I know. I'm going to start a bedtime routine. We'll see how I
am too. So we're going to have to hold each other accountable. Okay. And everybody inside Impact Effect Accelerator, you heard us first. We need you and our community to hold us accountable as well, right? Like,
yes.
We're not superheroes here. We're humans. This is a human to human accelerator around business and life. So like, we're in this thing together, folks.
Right. And if anybody has ideas, let us know, like, what works for you best, besides just putting the phone away. What else do you do? So I have some sleepy time tea in my future later today. Some sleepy time tea and visualization. All right. Let's get through the day first, though. We can do it. All right. Bye, everybody.